everyone, it's Melissa Faust from stampwithmelissa.com and welcome to today's live video. You guys, I am so excited to be back with you. I have just returned from a vacation, a mini vacay. But I didn't skip a beat because we were live last week too. But I have to tell you, it does not feel like Tuesday. My brain is like so like, what day is it? So as you join, whether you're watching live or on the replay, please leave a comment and say hello and let me know that you're here. I see Eva and Marva are here. So hello to both of you. Today is Tuesday, January 28th, 2025. It's 5 p.m. Central Time, which is my local time. And I go live every Tuesday at the same time. So let's see here. I got on like a minute late, 2 minutes late. So sorry. I just, like I said, my brain is like, what day is it? Who knows? All right. So there we go. There we have a Facebook. I was like, we don't have anybody on Facebook yet. That's so strange. Hi, Heather. Hi, Mario. Welcome, everyone. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and dive in just a second here. But yeah, I wanted to just give a little bit of time just to allow, you know, the video to pop up in the feeds and all that. So, but I hope you guys are excited. Today we are playing with the Delightful, I always get the name wrong, Delightful Wishes Bundle. I always want to call it Floral Delight. That's the name of the suite. And it's such a beautiful set. So we are going to play with it. I even had some people, okay, so if you are not familiar with all the names yet in the catalog, but you know, hi Leanne, hi Alicia. If you know kind of like the pictures, it's the yellow one. It's the sunshine one, and I loved it. I saw a comment yesterday. Somebody said, I am so not into yellows and oranges, but I love this set. And I'm like, yeah, I'm right there with you. I do like yellow and orange, but I feel like Stampin' Up did a really good job with this suite, like pulling together the yellows. I just think it's so pretty. I agree, Marva. She says she loves the suite. I do too. I really like this suite. So we are going to go ahead and dive in, and I feel like I'm missing something. So I don't know where my brain is, like half here. And I guess I left some of it on vacation. Yeah, Leanne says, don't forget the blue. I know there is some blue and some green in the suite as well. But, and we're even going to stamp some of the flowers in pink, which is a little bit different, but we're going to do that today, which I don't feel like I've seen a lot with this suite because the paper is primarily yellow. And so it really just pulls out really well. So, yeah, anyway, you guys are in for a treat. We're going to have a fun live tonight. But I can't figure out what I'm forgetting. Like I keep looking around and I'm like, I don't know what I'm forgetting. I don't think that I'm forgetting anything, but I feel like I am. Hi, Joan. Yes, I did have a lot of fun. Thanks so much for asking. I know the Vellum DSP is really pretty too. I agree, Alicia. All right, so mini catalog, like I said, we're going to go to the yellow suite. Look, it's right next to the adorable Ocean Friends. I know, they did a really good job with these colors. I think so too, Leanne. All right, so page 33 of the mini catalog has our beautiful suite here. You can see, actually, these pictures don't really pull out the blue. I mean, there's a little bit, but it doesn't really pull out the blue very much. But this suite is covered over a couple of pages. So you can see the bundle here along with that beautiful yellow ribbon, which is back in stock. So you know, go get that. That went out actually before the catalog went live. All of us demonstrators, I guess, just bought it all up. So that's back. So go get that if you didn't already. And then we've got those beautiful bee trinkets. We've got the vellum that we're talking about here. And we've got the DSP. So lots of fun items in this suite. But yeah, you can definitely see like the blue, the green, the yellow, the soft colors really get pulled out here. So lots of, you know, you can even, it shows you like the dies cut out the vellum. Like there are so many options with this. And then it goes into the next suite. But anyway, so I am playing with this suite today. This suite is actually one of our featured suites for our winter retreat. So the physical box for winter retreat, that registration deadline has passed. But if you want to join us virtually, you can still get in on that. Oh, Margaret, this is so funny. The phone that I'm filming on is a few years old, so I don't have all the new emojis. So it tells me hands yellow, heart red. That's what it tells me. I'm guessing you sent an emoji, but that's what it says. Let's see if this one. No, this one doesn't know it either. But it just cracks me up. So anyway, all right. So here's our bundle. So we've got a really awesome set of dies. You can see I did not clean out my dies. Don't tell. And a photopolymer stamp set here. And we've also got, I'm going to play just a little bit with this Sharing, Loving, Crafting set as well. This is in the online exclusives. We're going to use this sentiment right here. You could swap it out for anything, but I really liked that circular sentiment. And sentiment, oops. Hey, Mom. So we are going to play with those. What was I going to say? Oh, the card that this sentiment, the card that we're going to make tonight that has this sentiment on it, I cased from another demo, and I thought it was really cute. So I fully was like, she used that sentiment. I like that sentiment. We're using that sentiment. You know, that's how it goes. Hi, Ann. All right. So let's show you the 4 cards that we're going to make together tonight. This one, I think this one's my favorite. I know I usually don't start with my favorite, but I think it's my favorite. So, and several of these I did case. So this one is case. Actually, I think all but one are case. So this is the one that's cased by Amanda Mertz. This one is cased from Allison Okamitsu. And those I both just found online. And then this one here is cased by Sarah Simon. And this is her card. So if you watched, thanks, Lene. Hi. If you watched my video, my craft and chat a few weeks ago, where I showed a bunch of swap cards, I showed this card by Sarah Simon, and I loved how she did it. So I fully there's almost no changes. And I think the only thing I really did change was the ribbon, because the yellow was out of stock at the time when I designed this. So thanks, everyone. You're all so kind. I know. Welcome back, but I don't want to be back. I want to be on vacation still. Or my brain does, I guess, because that's where I swear it's still somewhat gone. All right. So we are going to make these 4 cards together tonight. I did do some of that detailed die cutting ahead of time. Hence why this one's not cleaned out. Shh, don't tell. I know the yellow is so bright. It's so fun. Like it's cheery. And I'm not even going to show you guys my sunburn. It might be hidden right now, but yeah, I definitely got a little sunburn. What was I going to say? I don't know. See, this is why it's going to be a fun live tonight, because I don't know where we're going, what we're doing. I do, but I don't. If you would like the card kits to make these 4 cards at home, I will send them to you happily if you place an order in my online store through this Friday, January 31st. I can't believe it's already the end of the month. If you place a $45 order or more before the tax and shipping, make sure you use that host code right there, but you can order whatever you want in my online store, and I will send you these for free as a thank you gift from me. Now, don't forget, if your order goes over $60, you're going to get to pick out a free celebration item. Okay. And we've been featuring these. Hey, Lori. We've been featuring celebration. Voice crack. Celebration items off and on. So I've been mixing it up, and so last week we played with the seagulls, and yeah, there are just a lot of really fun options in there. So make sure you take advantage of that. But let's go ahead. We're going to get started, and we're going to do this card first. So I'm going to leave it up in the corner here, and let's take a look at this card kit. All right, you guys, this is going to sound so silly, but we just learn everything about each other. Usually when I'm in my craft room, because I'm in the basement, I wear slippers, and I was warm, so I didn't put my slippers on, and I am so cold. Isn't that weird that just slippers can do that? I don't know. All right. Anyway, I do have socks on, but I've got 11 lolly card base. We've got a basic white layer. We've got 4 pieces, and these will be included in your kit as well, already cut for you. But 4 pieces of that designer series paper here that we are going to layer onto our card. Okay, we've got a Daffodil Delight circle that was die cut from the Spotlight on Nature dies, which are the best dies in my opinion. And then you'll also have a basic white circle that was punched from, I believe this one is the 2 3/8 circle punch. It is, I just checked. And then you'll also have a strip of basic white for your sentiment. So we're going to start with stamping because it's the best place to start. This card is actually pretty simple. After you get those DSP cutting, all that stuff down, it turns out to be pretty easy. So we're going to start with Daffodil Delight ink. We've got, just some fun colors here. So the fun thing about this set too is with this 2-step stamping. So you've got these 2 stamps here. You have 2 steps, right? You've got a filler image and you've got a detail image. You could just use the same color ink pad and stamp off to get different variations. In fact, we're going to do that on our second card. For this card, I am actually using different colored ink pads. But what I like to do is I always like to start with the darker image first. For me, I find it's a lot easier to line up the light in the dark than the opposite way. 9 times out of 10, I'm way off when I do the light first. So this is that detail stamp here. And I'm actually going to flip this. Okay, so this is the way I'm doing it. You can kind of see there's a little right here. You see those little 2 lines there? I am just kind of copying my card here. This stamp set, because it has that 2-step stamping and also like 2-step die cutting. I don't know if that's the official term for it. Because of that, there's a lot of lining up. So I am just choosing, you know, like that's how I did it before. So it's how I'm going to do it again. So there's that stamped down, right, in Daffodil Delight. Okay, and then I'm going to pull in my Lemon Lolly. So we've got our Daffodil Delight pulled out with our circle, our Lemon Lolly pulled out with our card base here. So those 2 little lines coordinate then with this tiniest flower, this bee flower right here. No, I do not have any idea what the names of these flowers are. And yes, I'm going to stick my head over this. So I do apologize, but I just want to make sure I get it lined up pretty accurately. And sometimes you get it lined up, you think you're lined up, right? And then you like look at a different flower and you're like, wow, that's way off. You know what? I don't like that. I think I wanted to stamp off first. So let's do it again. All right, we're going to flip over our cardstock. We're going to do it again. All right, so let's grab that Daffodil Delight ink again. Ink, 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 stamp this down on our circle. We've got our messy scrap paper here so that, you know, when we stamp off the side, it doesn't go all over our work surface. And then we're going to do this one again. This is just for practice. I meant to do that. And I stamped off my Lemon Lolly. So we're going to get an even lighter Lemon Lolly in here. And I'm telling you, you think you get one flower lined up and then you look at another one and you're like, whoa, that was not lined up. Yeah, Lene, definitely try it. The dark first. Try that. Now I did that with the flowers. With this one, it's actually a little bit more, right? Because we've got our leaves and our stem that need to go in here, or not stem, our branch need to go in here. And so really now I'm using early espresso. Really early espresso I think would be the darkest color. So you could stamp this first, but I find that now that I have the flowers down, this is a little bit easier. So I've got my branch here and you can see there's gaps in here, right? So right there, you can see the little gap right here. There's a tiny one. And that is, you know, to be separated from your flowers. So I'm going to line up the 3 with these 3. Okay. And then look at the top. And I do apologize because you probably can't see very well, but that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. And you know, what's our motto? It doesn't have to be perfect. It's handmade, so it's loved, right? Right. Okay. So if you are nervous about it or anything, use your messy scrap paper. You can make it look real nice. All right. Then we've got our leaves here. We are going to ink, ink, ink. And these, right? We've got that. The double leaf is the top left. That's how I remember that. And then we're going to, I don't know if I said it. I used Old Olive. And I'm just eyeballing here again and stamping down. I think that looks pretty good. I think I did pretty good. Pat on the back. All right, so that is stamped. Let's go ahead then and grab our little basic white strip. Now, one of the fun things about this set is it's got this giant word wishing, which we actually aren't using in any of these cards. That wasn't intentional. It just happened. But you guys know, I've been saying it for a while, I need birthday cards. And so I think the intention here, right, is wishing you a happy birthday. Well, I'm not putting the word wishing on there, so I just need it to say happy birthday. So what I'm going to do is open up that early espresso ink. We're going to grab that sentiment, right? It says you a happy birthday. And all I'm going to do is, because it's photopolymer, you can see through, I'm going to ink it up where happy birthday is getting ink on my ink pad, but you is not, right? So that is inked up. And then we can go ahead and stamp that in the center of our little basic white piece here. And that looks good, except my early espresso is a little dry, but that's okay. So that looks good to me. All right. I can't pick anything up today either. You know how it goes. Okay. So then I'm just going to use my trimmer a little bit. This is just personal preference, but I am just going to, you know, slightly trim this down. I want it to be a little bit more snug on the words here. And again, total personal preference. You can do this step, you can skip this step, whatever you want to do there. And then I'm just going to do little angled edges here. So I didn't like measure that. I just, you know, cut what I thought would look good. So then I'm going to flip it all the way around And let's see, that one I have about 1/4 of an inch away. So I'm going to line up my H on that 1/4 inch, which is the first grid in here. I'm going to line that up there. And then I'm just going to make sure my slant here is parallel with this grid line here. And then we're just going to snip that. And then we've got that equal angle. You know, I've watched videos before, and I've always been so curious about how people do that. And like when I figured that out, it was such an aha moment. I was like, oh my gosh, you just line it up. Like, who knew, right? So I hope that that was helpful for you, because it took me a long time to figure that out. So I hope that that's like, I don't know, something new for you to learn. All right, let's see. Hi, Joanne. Welcome. Oh, a snowy night in central Ontario. Welcome. You have problems, so you cover. Oh, yeah. So Melissa has another great idea. So what you could do is, she's saying she'll cover like you can cover it with tape, a post-it note tape, washi tape, whatever you want. Ink it, and then you pull that tape off. If you leave the tape on, then whatever got inked is going to stamp, right? So you just pull that off and yeah, do that. So yeah, and Melissa, I didn't even read the rest of your comment, but we're on the same wavelength. It's probably because we have the awesomest name in the world. All right, let's add some seal to the back of our DSP. And then we are going to arrange these on our basic white layer. Now, one thing that I did want to mention, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the top and left-hand sides here have equal margin. Okay, and it's roughly, I planned for this to be about 1/8 of an inch layer. So like if you had a full sheet, you'd have about 1/8 of an inch, you know, that kind of margin here. So then it also gives you that equal margin in between your pieces, which is nice. So what was I saying? I don't know. Words are hard sometimes. Oh, what I was saying is that when you do place that order to get the Class to Go kit, which is this for free from me, you do also get a PDF that is sent to you with your packet. So if you are like, I want to know those DSP strip sizes so I can make this card a bajillion times, no worries, because that will be in your, that'll be included for you. So you can make a bunch of these. And look at how fun that is, because that lines up. I just had to show you because it doesn't always happen. All right, let's add some seal to the back here. And then, of course, my team always gets my PDFs for free, too, for Class to Go. So, all right, we've got that added. We can go ahead and fold and burnish on the score line. Okay, and then we're going to add some seal. So here's what it looks like if you do Lemon Lolly and Daffodil Delight full strength. I definitely like it with that stamped off Lemon Lolly. It just makes a really, really light flower, and I like that. So, all right, we're going to lay that down onto our circle here. Grab some dimensionals and pop those on our Daffodil Delight circle. Okay, and then we're going to put this in the center of our card. So cute. And then we're going to take this guy here, and I'm going to use mini dimensional. So I'm going to flip this right on that long edge. So I make sure it still says happy birthday across, right? Instead of being like this. Does that make sense? You get me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab mini dimensionals because of how skinny I stamped, or how skinny I trimmed this. And on that left-hand side over by happy, we are going to double stack our dimensionals. And on the right-hand side by birthday, we're going to single stack, or not stack. You know what I mean. And then that lays down, and that is flush across because our circle is already up on dimensionals, right? All right, so then let's grab some linen thread because you guys, this stuff is awesome. I don't know about you, but I feel like you need to have like at least an unopened spool of this. Like you can have your one that you're working on, and then you need another unopened spool of linen thread, or else like you're in danger. I thought I had an unopened one, and I didn't, and I almost cried. This was like a month ago. And that might sound dramatic, but it's kind of true. All right, I'm going to grab a glue dot here. We're going to stick the knot on the dot. And yes, we have a real bow this time. We actually have 2 real bows and no faux bows for this round. So that's kind of fun. All right, I just added that on, and then we are going to finish off with these most adorable tiny bee trinkets. Aren't they so cute? They are literally so tiny. And I found, for me, the best way to put these on is with liquid glue. We're actually going to use liquid glue quite a bit tonight, so I hope you're ready for some sticky fingers. All right, and I'm just going to put 3 dots of liquid glue around here on my card, on the flowers. Close that up, and then we are going to, I'm just going to use my take your pick tool, and you can see there's a few of them that are already the right way. Hi, Brenda. And so I'm just going to pick them up and stick these down, and then just use another finger that doesn't have glue all over it. Pro tip. And just use that to kind of pull so that that bee doesn't continue, you know, staying with that tacky end here. And you can have them face whichever way. So, you know, they're going all the way around wherever they want to go. You know how bees are. And that is card number 1. Look at how fun that one is. I think it is so pretty. I think that it is really great layout. You can change this for any DSP, which I think is awesome. Any colors, anything like that. And yeah, so thanks to Sarah Simon for inspiring that card. All right, let's go to card number 2. This is the one that was inspired by Allison Okamitsu from Canada, and I think it's really, really fun. She talked about, and I apologize, I don't remember the name of it, but it's a Japanese technique. And so she actually had done her card where she took like the pool party piece and she die cut the branch out of it, but then she glued the remnants of the pool party piece onto gold. So I did mine a little bit different because I just die cut the branches in gold and then glued those on. But really pretty. And, you know, then you've got the cherry blossoms in there. So very, very pretty and fun card. And this one I did lots of love, which could also work as a birthday card. But, you know, I didn't want to give you all birthday cards. All right. So for this one, we've got a soft seafoam card base. We've got a pool party layer right here. We've got, and I did die cut these ahead of time, but you'll have some gold foil to die cut out a couple of branches. You'll have some pecan pie to die cut out a branch here. Then I have some basic white rectangle piece here. And then I used the little eyelet die right here. So I just did this in the top right. Okay. And then you can flip it around and do it in the top right again. And I would recommend your dryer sheets for this, if you know what I'm talking about, because there's lots of little bits, but that I did ahead of time. And then you're going to have a piece of basic white. I did pre-cut my strip here, so you'll have a piece of basic white for all your stamping. So sentiment and stamping and die cutting. So let's start with stamping because it's the best place to start. But first of all, we have got to clean some stamps because we are going to use these flowers again. Oh my gosh, you guys, I totally forgot. I haven't stamped in a week because, you know, I was gone. My chamois only has like a tiny little section that's still wet. Oh, well, at least we got it clean, right? Right. Okay. So we are going to grab our pretty in pink ink, and I am going to grab my messy scrap paper because we are going to do some stamping off. So just like I was mentioning for that first card, you can use different colors or you can use the same color stamped off, right? Or you can use different colors and still use them stamped off. Lots of different options. But what we're going to do is we're going to take that detailed stamp here. This is pretty in pink ink, and we're just going to stamp that down onto our basic white. Okay. And this one, it doesn't really matter which direction you start with because we are going to use the die to die cut these, which helps it to kind of, you know, spread out a little bit, not be in so much of a cluster. So we are going to ink up here. My pretty in pink is super juicy. So I just inked up that detailed stamp here, or I'm sorry, the filler stamp, and then I stamped it off onto my scrap paper. So I'm going to get a lighter generation and then just line that up. And there you go. You've got some cute little cherry blossoms. How cute are those? I love it. All right, we can close up our pretty, I love saying pretty in pink ink. It's just a fun thing to say. We're going to close that up. We're going to grab our soft seafoam, and we've got a cute little leaf stamp here. So no two-step stamping for this one. We're just going to stamp that leaf twice here so that we have a couple of them. Then we can close up soft seafoam. That ties in our card base, and then you would stamp your sentiment. I would usually do it on the side. I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to pre-trim this, I guess. And then I've got lots of love. We're going to ink this up. My early espresso is dry, so I'm going to go all over the place. And we're just going to stamp this down here onto that basic white strip. Okay, in early espresso. And then we can move this out of the way. And this one, I feel a little bit more confident to cut straight because it's not a lot. So there we go. We trimmed that. All right, so then we are going to die cut these out. So we're going to grab a couple of dies here. What's nice is that this die is aligned with the stamp. So all you have to do is line it up with what you stamped, and it's actually going to cut them apart. Some of them will still be grouped together, but it's going to cut out several of them on their own, which is fun because then you can arrange them. And this Post-it note tape is also a week old. You guys, ridiculous. Oh, well, right? As long as it holds it in place. All right, then we've got our little leaf die here. We're going to have to run that one through twice to cut out both leaves. I'm going to pull up that big Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and nobody's going to judge my plates because they're a little messy, but it's just a sign of a happy crafter. All right, so we're going to die cut these out. And so here's a couple of our flowers and one leaf here. And then we'll grab out our other flowers. So what does that give you? It gives you four individual flowers and then one group of 3. All right. Okay, then we're going to put this away so we don't lose it. We're going to move this die over to our second leaf here and die cut this one out. Whoops. All right. Let's get this out of the way. And there's our other leaf. How cute, right? All right. Oh, I was like, wait, where does that go? On the magnet sheet, Melissa. Don't lose your dies. All right, so let's go ahead. We are going to start assembling then. I am going to pull out my silicone craft mat just because it's like a security blanket almost, like just to make sure I don't get ink anywhere. Now, if you have adhesive sheets, I would recommend, especially for these branches, I would put adhesive sheets on the back before you die cut the branches out. I cannot pick anything up today. I got butter fingers. And so I'm going to use my liquid glue. But man, it would be real nice if these were stickers. So I'm just going to add some liquid glue here to the back of our gold branches. Okay, so I heard while I do this, I'm going to then just place them on the pool party, and then I'm going to trim off the excess. But I heard that today is National Plan a Vacation Day. And, you know I just got back from one, but it sounded like a really good idea to me. So I'm curious, does anybody have any fun vacations planned upcoming? I actually do have, it's not a huge one, but in March I'll be going out of town. Actually 2 weekends in a row. One weekend for Stampin' Up's on stage event, and then that's in North Carolina. And then my niece is in cheer now, so we'll be going a couple hours away for one of her cheer competitions. And you know what? There's an outlet mall there, so I'm pretty excited. I am like kind of pumped because she cheers for like 3 minutes, but she's got to be in the building for like 3 hours. And I'm like, look, I don't have to be in the building for 3 hours, so I'm going to go shopping. All right, so I have added those. I did them kind of on the bottom and top here because we're going to put that white rectangle in the middle and it's going to cover a little bit. But I am going to cut off the excess here. So I just have my little trash can ready and I've got glue on the back, so it's going to stick to my snips. And we are just going to trim off the excess here into my little trash can. This thing is so handy. All right, then why can I not pick anything up? Oh my goodness. All right, we're going to add some seal to the back. And this is going to go on our card front. So it doesn't really matter. They're kind of, I mean, they're not symmetrical, but they're, there's one on the top, one on the bottom. So it doesn't fully matter which way you put that pool party piece. Either way works. So, all right, let's burnish that. And then we're going to take this beautiful basic white piece and we are going to add some dimensionals to the back. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add 5. But we can't add them anywhere that's going to be visible, right? So we're going to go in those corners there, and then I'm going to put 3 in the middle. Because sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. All right, peel off all these backings. And place this on the center of our card front here. So we've got some of that gold that's going to peek through. It's real pretty. So, all right, then we're going to take that pecan pie piece, and we're going to add some liquid glue on the back and lay this onto our card front. So let's go ahead, and I'm trying so hard not to squeeze because I don't want it to go everywhere. I can tell it's kind of like dry though. I wonder if it's running out. Finally. I don't use liquid glue very often, so it lasts me a really long time. Come on. There we go. There we go. All right. We're in business. Back in business, baby. All right. So we're just going to add a little bit of glue. Like so. And then, oh, and it's on my fingers. My goodness. We knew that would happen. And then this is going to go right here, kind of in that open white space. And I am lining up that furthest most branch up here, right? Oh, that is kind of cool. So Alicia said this card reminds her of like a box that like a fancy lotion would come in. You could absolutely, like, now that's like a goal, right? Find the lotion and then make this a box. Okay, don't tell. I got glue, so I'm going to use my sleeve. Shh. I'm going to use my finger. Shh. Right? These are crafting secrets. Anyway, okay, so let's go ahead then. We're going to flip over our flowers, and we are going to use, I'm going to use mini dimensionals because I have them out, but on these larger ones, you could use a full-size dimensional. Except where are the mini dimensionals? Where did they go? Did I put them back? No. Where are they? I swear. Oh, right here. Found them. Cherry blossom lotion. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like that would be kind of fun. That's like a challenge now, right? Okay, so we're just going to add dimensionals on the back here, especially this little V flower. The smallest one, definitely you're going to want a mini for that. And then we'll just add a couple more to this grouping here. All right, peel off all the backings. And they're so tiny, but we got it. We got it. All right, then we're going to add these on. So I'm going to start with that group of 3, and I'm going to line this one up with this branch here. Right, just so that it looks like they're like kind of growing off of the tree. And then we can just, you know, put these around, and we've got this little guy here. So I made sure each of the branch ends had a flower. And then we're going to take our silicone mat again. I'm going to grab those little leaves and add some seal on the back. And then we're going to sneak these in under the flowers. So these can really go wherever. We're going to sneak them in like so, and I have them so they're growing off that branch there. And then we can go ahead and take our cute little sentiment here and add some mini dimensionals on the back again, right? And do you guys go through phases where you're like really into something? Like I'm really into mini dimensionals now. Like I don't know why, but I'm really into them. Oh, thanks, Diane. Yeah, I think it would be fun to make a box with it too. And you have a card that matches. Like how cute for like an anniversary gift or like a wedding gift, or it could even be like for an expecting mother or something, right? Like for her, not for the baby. I don't know. Lots of ideas there. So, all right, let's finish this one up. We've got some textured dots, which are, you know, my favorite. Like I love all embellishments really, but I really like these ones. So we're going to use one big, one little, and you know what? We're going to use a big because I have more bigs than little. So we're going to use one more big up there. Just like that. Yeah, you go through phases too, Anne. I'm glad I'm not alone. All right, so that is card number 2. How fun is that one? I think that is so beautiful. Definitely probably not one that I would have come up with on my own. So I am glad, you know, for Pinterest, aren't we all? But I just thought that was so beautiful. So I wanted to make sure to make it too. So, all right. And here is card number 3. This one's a little bit different. I don't usually do that whole like fold back DSP thing. And I just thought it would be kind of fun for this one because this DSP has a lot of really fun patterns of paper. So we've got a thick white card base. We've got a Daffodil Delight layer. We've got a piece of the Floral Delight DSP. So here's the other side there with the yellows and then a little bit of that blue. I'm glad you guys love that one too. You'll have a strip of Lemon Lolly, a strip of basic white to stamp on, and then you're going to have some pieces for die cutting. So we've got Daffodil Delight, and I did do the die cutting ahead of time, but you know, you'll have this to do. You'll have Lemon Lolly to die cut your detailed one, and then this little flower that we're going to use for the center of our flower. And then you'll have some Old Olive to die cut out your leaves and the detailed leaves. So these ones we did all in the same color, but you could mix that up too. You could like tie in like a mossy meadow or something like that. So, all right, let's start with stamping because it's the best place to start. All we have to do is stamp our sentiment. Isn't that crazy? I know this paper is really, really pretty. And I got back from the cruise and I saw the paper is out of stock for a couple weeks. So I do apologize for that. It wasn't out of stock when I went on vacation. So I don't know. I guess everyone needs some sunshine, right? So if you haven't gotten your hands on this paper yet, stay tuned. It's coming back real soon. So, all right, we're going to do the same thing here. I'm inking this up, just the happy birthday part. So same thing that we did with our first card. And then I'm just going to stamp that onto the basic white piece. And we'll close up our early espresso. And I am going to grab up my trimmer here to super trim this. Let's go this way because I'll find it. I don't know why. Do you guys find that easier to do it one way versus the other? Is it just me? Yellow is your favorite color. I love it. Diane, it's new-ish. It's not super new. I want to say it's been out almost 2 years now. I think our last color refresh, I'm just going to cut an angle. No measuring there. I think that I think our color refresh was in 2023. So I believe that's when it came out. So it's newish. And at that time, it was a brand new color. It wasn't like a returning color. So yellow is your husband's favorite color. You guys can never, ever, ever guess what my favorite color is. Okay, look at this is how I'm going to measure this. Isn't this so specific? That's about 4 inches. I want this Lemon Lolly piece to be about 4 inches. You can cut that down later too with your scissors. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. All right, so let's go ahead here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this DSP, just grab one of the corners here. You're going to, oh my gosh, that is fun. Brenda is going on a vacation and then she's going on a cruise after a double vacation. Joanne, I am not a winter travel person unless it's the summer. All right. Yeah, it's girl measuring. All right. I'm just going to bend back part of my DSP here in that top right corner, just kind of eyeballing it to whatever I think looks good based on like whatever the paper is underneath. You can crease it too with your bone folder. So I went on a Disney cruise. So we were we took off out of Fort Lauderdale. We went to Nassau, Bahamas, and then we went to Disney's Lookout Key Island. And I have to tell you, I got to book another Disney cruise just to go back to Lookout Key because that was like one of the most miserable vacation days ever. It was so cold, windy, and rainy. It was awful. But the next day we had a sea day and that was really lovely. And I got a little bit of a sunburn. So that was good. Proof that I went on vacation, right? Okay. So this flap here, you can see when I glued that DSP down, I made sure not to add any adhesive on our flap. I'm going to open it to stick a dimensional down. And then I'm going to fold this back. And I just liked the look of that just so that it was still raised, but it wasn't, just free willy doing whatever it wants to do. So we are going to add some seal on the back of our Daffodil Delight piece and add this to our card front. And then I'm going to start layering together the flower. But I wanted to tell you, so when I went to Mexico last spring, which was for the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip, that was my first ever beach vacation. I had never in my life been on a beach vacation before then. So this one was kind of like a beach vacation too. This was my second cruise, but the first cruise was actually to Norway and we went in May. So that's why I say in the summer I take winter vacations because it was like 60 degrees for the high. But that was absolutely stunning and beautiful. But Okay, hold on. Let me figure. So here's, how do I do this one? I always forget and I have to second guess. Okay, so see this V right here? That V lines up with this V in the Daffodil Delight flower. And I always like have to take a second to look at that, but that's how that lines up. You can spin it lots and lots and lots of times, but that's how I figured it out. The V here matches with the V here. Okay, okay. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm usually like a tourist. I am like a full out tourist. Like I like, we went to Washington, D.C. We've been to New York City, Disney, which is like, relaxing, but not because you're going. So I'm not very good at the whole like sitting in a pool chair for a few hours thing, but let me tell you, I got it down. I did it for 3 whole hours on this trip and I got a sunburn, and I think that's a pretty good accomplishment. So I don't know. I was happy with this trip. I definitely want to take more, but I want the kids to come with, my niece and nephew. I want them to come on the future ones because I think they'd love it. So, and I was actually really surprised too. It was a Disney cruise. We went, it was just my mom and I who went, and so we were adults. I would guess that it was probably like, I don't know, half and half, the number of people who traveled with kids and the number of people who didn't. So it's kind of shocking, actually, the number of just adults who were on this trip with no kids. So I definitely didn't think that there would be a lot of people who were there without kids, but there were. So, all right. So I added some dimensionals on the back of this lemon lolly piece. I'm just going to stick that down here. I know it looks kind of funny, but trust me, trust the vision. And then I'm going to take some mini dimensionals here and we are going to add them. And I cut this white strip here, our sentiment strip, really, really thin. That's all right. We're going to just put those on and peel off the backings. And then this is going to stick right onto our lemon lolly strip near the top. Okay, like so. All right, and then for this guy, right, it's going to come over here like this, but we've got some extra bits. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my dimensional, and this is kind of different depending on how much you have. So when you see the reel for this card, you're going to notice I did a double stacked dimensional because that's kind of what was needed. But for right there, I'm going to do one. And then above it, like right here on the DSP, I'm going to double stack my dimensional. And I am choosing to go directly onto my card front because then I know for sure where the adhesive is going to end up. Okay, and then we're going to stick that down right there. So that lemon lolly piece is already up on a dimensional. So that worked out like that. And then we can just flip over our leaves here and add a little bit of seal on the back. And then we're going to just sneak those in under our flower here. Now, I planned for that lemon lolly flower here to be the center, right? And then I thought, oh, that looks like a little bland. Like it needs some bling, right? So I'm going to pull in these purple sequins, one of the white ones here. These are from Celebration. So these are free with a $60 order. But we've got those white sequins there. So I thought that those really added to it and made it look really pretty. So that is card number 3. Isn't that one fun too? It's a little bit different. I don't know. Do you like this style? Because sometimes, I don't know, I just feel like we all have a style, right? And so that one was a little bit maybe out of my style, but I still liked how it turned out. So I don't know. Anyway. All right. So this is card number 4. I cased this one from Amanda Mertz. I saw her card on Pinterest and I loved it. And so this is the one where we're switching up that sentiment. This is from Sharing, Loving, Crafting, that stamp set there. So, which is a really good one. So if you like to craft, if you sell your cards or, gift them or whatever, that's a good one. Because it has a lot of fun sentiments here, like handcrafted by, crafted with you in mind, happiness inside. That could be great on an envelope, right? A lot of really fun sentiments there. And it's one that I don't think gets a lot of love because it's a sentiment only set. And I feel like sometimes I forget about those. I don't know about you, but sometimes I forget about them. So, all right, for this card, we've got a thick basic white card base. We've got some of that beautiful vellum, and that's why I used a white card base because I feel like it really helps the vellum to pop. We've got a balmy blue strip here, and this was embossed with the, I believe it's called the Dashing Designs. I'll find out. Hold on. Because now I'm like, hold on, is it Dotted Designs? what is it called? I'll show you. It is Dashing Designs. Look, I got it right. This embossing folder right here, the Dashing Designs embossing folder. You'll have a basic white circle that was die cut from the Spotlight on Nature dies because they're the best. You'll have some Daffodil Delight here. I'm just going to pull these out to die cut these 3 flowers. Actually, there's 4. Hold on. This guy, because those 2 little guys are in the same die. And then you'll have some Lemon Lolly to die cut out your little detailed pieces. And then you're going to have some Old Olive to die cut out your leaves. Just like so. So we are going to start with stamping. And again, all we have to do is stamp that sentiment. Yeah, okay. That's funny. Alicia said it's the Bounty paper towel embossing folder. That's kind of true. Yeah, totally. All right, we are going to ink up our sentiment here with Old Olive ink, and I'm going to flip it. I see I have a little eyelet piece left in the eyelet here of my circle. So I'm just going to turn that so it gets hidden by my flower. And so there is our sentiment. We can close up our ink pad and we can start assembling. Look how fast this one's going to come together too. So what I'm going to start with is our vellum. I'm going to flip it on the back side. Now, really, you could use this side if you want, but you can tell it's a little bit more muted. This one's a little bit more detailed and vibrant. You can see some of those colors better, but really it's up to you. But all I'm going to do is on that long side here, just 1 stripe of seal in the middle, because remember with vellum, wherever your adhesive is, you can actually see it through, right? So sometimes it's like nice. This one has so much detail, it's kind of hard to see, but you can tell it's there. So I know that that's going to get covered with my Balmy Blue strip. So I felt comfortable putting my adhesive there. So I know the vellum is so pretty. And this vellum also lines up with the dies. So it's really cool too. That's funny. You guys crack me up. The Bounty. All right. We're going to add some seal to our paper towel embossed piece. I'm flipping this just to make it a little bit easier on myself, but we're just going to put that on the center of the card. Okay. Card goes like that, but I just turned it a little. Then we're going to add some dimensionals on the back of our circle. Peel off those backings. And we're going to set that like right about there. There's maybe about 1 inch to the right of the card. And then I'm going to pull in that silicone craft mat again. And let's go ahead and grab some pieces. Come here. There we go. And we're going to add, you know, our liquid glue. You guys, adhesive sheets. That's all I gotta say. I was so silly to not do adhesive sheets on these. Okay, so then we've got our, hold on, this V right here, the V with the V. And I know there's like still like there's a cut in here and whatever, but this one looks like the letter V, right? Like that's just how I think of it. So we're just gonna line those up, stick that down, and then this one's pretty easy to tell because it is, you know, kind of just the like a side view of the flower. So it's a bit easier to tell kind of where this one lines up. And just stick that down. And then we're going to do our leaves. Come here, buddy. Oh my goodness. Butterfingers today, I'm telling you. Oh, I'm glad that helped. I know. So much liquid glue. So much liquid glue. All right, then we're just going to stick these on. That's why we like to make stickers, you guys. Adhesive sheets are the way to go. Unless you like liquid glue, then, I mean, by all means, liquid glue for days. But if you're me and you prefer your tape, then do yourself a favor, and when you die cut these, add an adhesive sheet on the back. All right, we've got those added, and I'm kind of determined to use seal for these little guys. So we're going to test it out. We're going to, you know, try it. Add just a bit of seal. You know, it kind of worked. So, and then those are going to be the centers of our flowers here. And again, those came in one die. So this die right here, that cuts out both of those. So, all right, then we can go ahead and flip these over. We're going to add dimensionals to the back of our flowers. And you know what? I'm just going to do 1 dimensional. It's not crazy. On some things I'm like, you need 20. And on other things I'm like, a quarter of 1 is fine. But these, I feel like these are going to be good. So this one's going to go down here. This one's going to come up here. Then we're going to take our leaves and flip them over and add some seal. and tuck these in between our flowers here. So there's one, and there's two. Super duper cute. All right, for this one, we're going to finish it off here. We've got the gold trim. So this is a combo pack. It comes with gold and silver, and we're going to use gold because it's pretty. And tie a bow. See, another real bow. Real bows, no faux bows this week. We got liquid glue. What is going on? All right, that's actually, this ribbon is pretty easy to tie a bow with. So if you like want some practice, get a pack of this or a roll of this because it's pretty forgiving. They're pretty nice to work with. So, all right, we added the glue dot on the knot, and we're going to stick this down over here. And then we're going to finish this one off with some beautiful iridescent pearls because, you know, they're just pretty. So we're going to take one big one right there, one little one right there, and another little one up here by our flowers. And that is card number 4. How fun is that one? And you can obviously trim down your bow a little bit too if you want to, but we're going to leave it. All right, so that is card number 4. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's class to go, this week's live video. I know I did. I love these cards. I think they're fun and bright and cheery. So I love that. So as a reminder, if you would like these card kits as a free thank you gift from me, I will happily send you those. If you place a $45 order or more in my online store through this Friday, January 31st, end of the day, Central Time, so midnight Central Time, make sure you use, oh, hold on, I got to do it like this. The host code you see right here, you do not need to remember it. Just click the link in the description of this video. That'll take you over to my online store. You can shop till you drop. Make sure that your order hits 45 before tax and shipping, or go up to 60 and pick out that free celebration item as well. So your favorite's the first one. Mine too, Joan. Alicia likes number 4. Yeah, that's probably, if I did, I don't usually do a full order. Oh, Eva says 2, 4, 3, 1. Interesting. I would say 1, 4, 2, 3 for me this week. And I think it's just because this one is not quite like fully my style, but I do still like it, you know? Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching tonight. I will catch you next week. This past Saturday, I did not do a craft and chat video. I just had too much going on with packing and all that. But this week I will have one for you. So I am looking forward to that as well. But yeah, I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you later. Bye for now.